All right. Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and there's a new grenade launcher inside Destiny 2. It's called Pardon Our Dust, and in today's video, I'm going to go over the god roll of this weapon, what you're going to be looking for when using this thing or when you're farming for this thing. If you get one to drop for you, keep this roll particularly. Now, a little bit of a spoiler to this, all right? This grenade launcher doesn't outclass the current grenade launchers that are in the game right now. Right now, there are two others that really do a good job of having very similar rolls to Pardon Our Dust. You have the Ignition Code, which has Slide Shot and Blinding, and the combination of those two and that damage perk as well with Frenzy and other stuff that can go in that slot, Vorpal as well can be in that option, is just so much better because what the problem with these grenade launchers, you fire one and you have to reload, and so you want to go with something like auto-loading, could be a big issue. But the Slide Shot Blinding one is just going to do the job so much better. And this is really, really good in end game content like Grandmasters and raids and stuff like that. This will certainly be a viable option when the Witch Queen comes out. You'll be able to blind ads that are significantly higher level than you. So that way you don't have to deal with them. You can focus on the other ads, the champions, or even the boss for that matter. So the Ignition Code does outclass the Pardon Our Dust. And then in the energy slot, there is the Truth Teller as well, which has pretty much the same role that you'd be looking for on the Pardon Our Dust. So let's go ahead and pull up the API on this. We got D2 Gunsmith here, and we can see all the different perk options we get with this. So this is going to be an auto-loading blinding grenade launcher. That's going to be the one you're going to be looking for. These aren't really the best at damaging like bosses or like, trying to melt a raid boss, for example, like trying to melt, Morgith, right? This would not be my top option personally. All right, so auto-loading and blinding is going to be the goal with that. You're going to shoot one, swap off the weapon, it's going to load itself back, and you're going to blind a pile of ads, which is always a good option and a really good playstyle, and I definitely like these blinding ones. I just get a little bit addicted to the slide shot one because you can just blind so many more ads. You can just be kind of crazy with it, which can be a little bit more fun. But these are definitely a viable and good option as well. In the last slot here, you've got a bunch of different options. Adrenaline Junkie, which just got buffed, Rampage, Demolitionist, Danger Zone, Vorpal, and Wellspring. All are pretty good options and all just about equally, as good as one another. But I'd probably just go with something like Danger Zone if you're using this in something like a Grandmaster. And the reason why is because you just want to blind all the ads in that pile. You want to get as many things blinded as possible. You don't want to have a small blast radius and only blind half of the ads in a pile. And the goal of this is not to do damage with this. Because you're using that blinding, you have a decrease to blast radius. And so you're going to want to increase the blast radius as much as possible. So Danger Zone might help combat that and could actually be a really good role of this weapon and have some serious viability, especially in end game content. So along with that, we'll have Volatile Launch on it. Probably use something like, I don't know, Minor Spec is fine. Really doesn't matter too much. Again, you're not trying to kill or clear the ads. You're just trying to blind them. And then a Blast Radius Masterwork would actually be a pretty crazy roll. Now, I only got one of these to drop for me, and I got some pretty terrible roll here with Perpetual Motion and Rampage. Definitely not it. But if you do get this roll, if you stumble upon this, if it drops for you, definitely hang on to it because that's really cool in the kinetic slot to have a grenade launcher like that. So that is the god roll, in my opinion. For PvE, that's the role you're going to be looking for. For PvP, I personally don't take grenade launchers into PvP. I'm sure there's some pretty good roles that you could use out there, but overall, the PvE god roll is what stands out to me mostly with this weapon. And so that's what I'm going to cover today's video on. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to subscribe with notifications on, smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.